Eyes in the Dark by the Confused Camper. It started on an ordinary night, the kind where the world seemed to hum with soft, unseen rhythms. Clara had always been a heavy sleeper, her dreams weaving between the mundane and the fantastical. But that night, something was different. She woke up to the oppressive silence of her bedroom, the air thick and stifling. The clock on her nightstand blinked 3:03 a.m. A quiet chill ran down her spine as her eyes fluttered open, the darkness around her nearly complete. There was a shadow in the far corner of the room, so deep that it swallowed the edges of her vision. Clara's breath caught in her throat. She had never noticed it before, but something was wrong. The corner where her dresser stood seemed deeper than usual, and there, in the heart of that darkness, two eyes gleamed. At first, she thought they were reflections, perhaps the moonlight catching a strange angle. But as she stared, the eyes didn't blink. They didn't move. They only watched her, cold, calculating. Clara squeezed her eyes shut, thinking it was a trick of the light. When she opened them again, the eyes were still there, sharper now, more defined. They gleamed in the blackness like twin points of ice. Her heart pounded in her chest. Her mind screamed at her to look away, to pull the covers over her head, but her body refused to move. Every muscle was frozen. Is someone in my room? She wondered in a haze of terror. But no, the eyes didn't belong to any person. They were too wide, too unnatural. Slowly, a whispering thought crawled into her mind. What if this isn't the first time? Her pulse quickened. She couldn't remember falling back asleep that night, but every time she awoke in the middle of the night in the following days, the eyes were there, lurking in the corner, watching. The nights blurred together, each one feeling like a continuation of the last. The eyes were always there, always waiting, always watching. Clara stopped sleeping, her body too terrified to relax. Every creak of the house, every shift of the shadows, sent her into a panic. But the eyes remained. It wasn't long before Clara's once peaceful home turned into a prison. She began avoiding the bedroom altogether, but it didn't help. The eyes seemed to follow her, appearing in the darkest corners of every room. She could feel them even when she couldn't see them, always there, always waiting. One night, in a desperate attempt to end it, Clara decided to face whatever it was that haunted her. She gathered all her courage and stepped into the darkened bedroom, heart hammering in her chest. She turned to the corner. The eyes were waiting, but this time, something was different. The eyes weren't alone. A figure began to emerge from the shadows, its shape tall and skeletal, its face obscured in a mass of darkness. Clara couldn't move. She wanted to scream, to run, but the figure stepped closer, the eyes widening, their gleam now reflecting a cruel, twisted smile.
I've been watching you
Voice rasped, low and hollow.
for so long.
Clara opened her mouth to scream, but no sound came out. The figure reached for her, its fingers long and gnarled, like claws ready to tear her apart. But just as its hand brushed her arm, Clara jolted awake, gasping for breath, drenched in sweat. The room was silent. The corner was empty. There were no eyes watching her. But as her heart slowed, she noticed something strange. The dresser in the corner of the room was moved, just a few inches, but enough to be unsettling. Clara's skin crawled as she realized. It had never been a dream. It had never stopped. The eyes were still watching, and now they were closer than ever. Thanks for watching, and please hit the like and subscribe buttons for more stories.